relationship. There you go.
Would you ever work with a trans woman?
I have. I've said no up till this point.
No way. It happened. It happened. He broke through. He broke through. Yeah. He just realized. So wait, I'm not gay. I'm attracted to trans women. No, you're not. Okay. All right. Weaponize the very idea of being gay as a bad thing, because it's not. It's fucking amazing. Gay is fucking, it's based as fuck. So it sucks that these people sometimes are just heavily in the closet. It sucks that they're usually very, very closeted themselves. They hate themselves, and that's why they want to try and impose their views and beliefs on other people. And if you want the TLDR on hypersexualizing or fetishizing any one group of people, it dehumanizes them. It turns them into sex objects, right? And it's part of a dehumanization process. That's why it's bad. It's not wrong in any way, shape, or form to find hot people hot, or to be attracted to who you're attracted to, or to not be attracted to anybody. That's all based awesome and good. So hey, if you're like, hey, I think that I'm really, really attracted to this person, then yeah, absolutely. There's nothing wrong in and of itself. If you're like, I'm only attracted to trans women, well then, is it the attraction that you're feeling, or is it specifically that you want to engage in something that could, again, further dehumanize a group simply by just hypersexualizing them and them exclusively, right? Like if someone's like, oh yeah, I have a fetish for black women or something like that, it'd be like, that's, yeah, yikes, big old yikes right there. So that's why I understand that the hypersexualization of trans people, of gay people, of any group, is wrong. I understand that. And so when this individual started going super viral on TikTok, I saw a lot of people being like, this ain't it, this is not an ally, because what he does is he's got these videos where he is coming across as a very kind of like Joe Rogan dude bro, like, I'm super swole, I work out, but I'm also super straight. I'm just like, I'm super straight, always have been, not gay at all, and I have a trans woman who's my girlfriend, and I'm going to hypersexualize her in my TikToks. It's going to be like, look how hot she is, blah, blah. You boys think like you don't want this, you won't want this kind of stuff. And so for a long time, a lot of people were obviously pushing back on this kind of stuff because, yeah, it is just hypersexualization, right? And then something switched as a handful of other LGBTQ plus activists started sharing his videos and being like, look, I understand the problematic parts of it, and I'm fine calling them out, but at the same time, I think his messaging is starting to appeal to dude bros. There could be a net, like from a utilitarian standpoint here, there could be a net benefit to seeing the way that dude bros are suddenly reacting to this in an almost humanizing way by playing off their own insecurities of homophobia. It's weird. There's so many layers to this, all right? There's a lot to unpack, and clearly, what better place to do it than here with friends, And yes, content warning, there's obviously going to be transphobia as well as homophobia.
Comprehensive right here.
Oh, yeah, no, that's just some of it, bro.
Yeah.
That's just some of it. I can't even sit in my seat to tell you our fucking story, bro. I'm dead serious, bro. You're going to see me getting up and down.
Yeah, I'm gay.
I have a feeling we're going to hear the word bro a lot. There's going to be a lot of bro.
So
amazing. So the short version, just so that they won't X out of here, the short version of this is that you are a man who is unabashedly engaged to, we'll get to that, a trans woman, which to you feel entirely comfortable with it.
Absolutely.
Obviously, society is lagging a little bit far behind. A lot of people confused by it.
This podcast format can be problematic without question. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not showing you like, hey, you should all go follow this content. These people, this is like the new face of like, the pro LGBTQ plus movement. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing here. What's been happening here is that a lot of like, let's just say the dude bro and these kind of scenes, right? Not mine, not what I watch or listen to on a regular basis. This is kind of like this big learning moment that is happening where a lot of them are like, well, maybe I was wrong to think that it's gay to be attracted to trans women because trans women are women, right? That is kind of this weird little moment in history where they're having their, I guess, little like, I don't know, let's just say, education, but it is like I think it's interesting in that is any aspect of it is it a net benefit? Is it good? Is it positive if people start to humanize trans people, but doing it specifically through their own like misogyny is essentially what's happening, right? Because like the insecurity about being a dude and being gay, you know, like that thing where it's just like, bro, no homo, bro, just so you know, right? No homo. That is an element that you can see people, bigots like Tim Pool, play with all the time. He's like, he was even doing that in our debate where he's like, yeah, no, you're definitely a gay guy if you know you want to suck a trans woman's penis. And then I was like, you don't have to live like this. You don't have to hate yourself. You don't have to think that, oh my God, am I gay or something like that. I mean, you could be. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that either, right? You could be bisexual. You could be pansexual. You could be discovering things about yourself. You could be curious. You could be questioning. All totally valid. You could be none of the above, right? It's probably going to fall upon a person to tell you specifically or find out for themselves what they are, because the only person who could really ever truly know that is you know.
Hating on it / intrigued by it. So there's
like when Alex Jones and Andrew, the same thing with Andrew Tate, because I saw a lot of right wingers trying to do this whole kind of like, is Andrew Tate right here? I don't know. I mean, is it? There are all kinds of psychological happenings. Yeah, there's a lot of layers.
There's a lot to get into.
Absolutely.
Introduce your queen over here.
Everybody, this is my now lovely fiance, Cassidy Colley.
Hi, everybody.
On Instagram, her OnlyFans is Girl Next Door Cassidy. She's honestly, this woman here saved my life, man. You know, this woman here is the reason I'm in this chair at this very moment.
Right.
You know,
it's fascinating. Maybe they're fascinated because this guy appears kind of macho. Well, that was the pushback I saw specifically from, you know, like LGBTQ plus activists and stuff like that, or just, you know, people who often speak about these kind of issues, saying that like not every single person is going to be convinced if the messenger isn't like a dude bro like them. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. I'd say ultimately there is a net good if more people started actually understanding some of these concepts and valuing other human beings for who they are. But this is all being done in two directions, right? Like this is being done, but reinforcing misogyny at the same time, essentially, because it's like, if you value women almost exclusively for like their looks and their sex and their sexuality, and then at this point it's like, as you can clearly tell, bro, like, you know, you're attracted to this woman because she's super hot. It's like, that's true, bro. Wow. But doesn't that make me gay, bro? No, bro. That's the thing, bro. You're not gay because trans women are women, bro. Whoa, bro. I know, bro. High five, bro. Tap out, bro. Like, is that like the bro of it all kind of thing?
Other reason that you're in this chair at this very moment is that you went on a little bit of a social media campaign, which I'm realizing I'm a little bit easily influenced by, because I just recently had an Asian kid on here who told me that he drove his car into his business and then took off like a felon. And now I've read a lot of stuff that made me think that that's not true. But either way, I'm down. Anybody who wants to try to get my attention on social media, it might just happen. It's very aspirational. I heard your story and I was like, you know what? This is a conversation I want to have.
Absolutely, man. No, I think this is a conversation that's important to have, man, because, you know, what's going on.
It is better. It could lead to even more improvement, but maybe less misogyny. You have to let the seeds grow. Interesting. Like I honestly, I'd also like to hear from, you know, trans people watching what your thoughts are on this, because obviously this is a cis person who, like, you know, I as a cis person and a cis man have lived the male experience, and I've lived my whole life, and I've, you know, I do have some unique aspects, you know, being a little bit bi or a little bit pan for sure, but most of my life just dealing with all the same insecurities that all men deal with, right? Can't be feminine because feminine equals bad. Can't be gay equals bad too. So the deep insecurity about ever being perceived as either of those things. And like I said, in the past there used to be a thing, and this is where, if you watch like ContraPoint's video on traps, is really good for cis folk to understand this concept, where like men would send pictures of women to other men, but they would be trans women, and then they would only show like a part of like the photo at first and be like, do you think she's hot? And then like, you know, another high schooler would be like, oh yeah, she's so hot, dude. And then like they'd show you the full photo, and you know, she would have a penis, and then all of a sudden be like, oh, because you're gay, bro, look at you, you're gay, F slur. And be like, no, I was just joking. cocaine, I'm not gay, because you're like deeply afraid of it, which like I don't know if that same thing works today, if people are actually way more aware or enlightened or educated on this, where people would be like, what? Like what's, but that was like, you know, a thing for like homophobic and transphobic high school kids to do to one another.
With us right now going viral on the internet and people bashing us and, you know, sending us death threats and everything, man. Like the stuff that people write,
still
man,
see
like
this
comments, like this comment, if you want, I don't know, these two to go home and kill themselves together, do all this stuff. And people liking the comments, and we're looking at some people that like the comments. I won't drop no names. We're not here to do none of that.
Cassie the Linus says, I've seen this interview already. As a trans woman, I feel like it's a net positive to show others you can be a man and still date trans women while also talking about and being open about transition discussion. And is he like educated on a lot of like important issues when it relates to like, you know, LGBTQ plus people or trans people or stuff like that? Is it because like all I've ever seen is his viral TikToks that everyone like, you know, either makes fun of or is like, maybe he's cooking, you know, you never know. But like most of them are just, they're always hypersexual, right? They're always just like, you might find yourself, you know, getting a couple surprises in the bedroom, boys, you know, things like that. As a TW, I think it's exploitative, but yeah, I think it'll show dude bros it's okay. Interesting. Lydia Rose, thank you very much for the $4.99. I appreciate that.
But
People you know or
People I
respect.
know.
oh well,
Trans women here, I appreciate that they're expanding acceptance of trans women and normalizing and affirming our identities, but it does worry me that it's so focused on how hot we can be, and it feels like it leaves non-cis passing trans people and not conventionally attractive women behind. Yeah, that's the element of it where it's like, it also just reinforces the idea that like, oh, it's not gay, bro, because she's hot, right? She is hot, bro. Yeah, so you're not gay. I knew it, right? That kind of stuff.
first off, we'll get into it. My own family members. My own family members go on the typical liberal page, and like, you know, this little clip of media got taken out of us of a love story we did, and they tried making us look like something that we're not. And, you know, we find people commenting that we got people with big followings on there that are writing, these two are disgusting, they should die. We're talking people with 800,000 followers. Like, that's the message you spread with that fan base?
Wow.
That's the best you could do?
See, like there is part of this that is just, it's actually kind of neat to have someone like this pushing up against the Matt Walsh's, the N wokenesses and the Elon Musk style. Cause like, you know, it's one of those accounts, right? One of those accounts is just like, you know, he is, you are gay. You know, like Tim Pool, 100%. Tim Pool watches, you know, this is a gay guy. The dude is gay in the closet that doesn't know that he's gay, you know, kind of shit like that. And then to be like, yo, bro, the fuck, we gonna go, bro? What's going on here? You know, like to have that clash, you don't often, like normally you have people who are just trying to like calmly and collectively or just very angrily be like, fuck you, you fucking fascist, or it'll be like, oh, so you might not know this, but I just want to explain to you with this, you're actually incorrect. This doesn't denote or mean that you are in fact a homosexual, right? But this is just like, fuck you, bro, you know, fuck you.
With all that, you could just go on here and hate on someone and wish they would die. So then I look on these comments too. You know, I see my sister and my brother-in-law talking about how, you know, I'm dating a man.
Wow.
You know, and Jesse's not part of the family no more. Like, nah, I removed myself from the family when you guys gave me the vibe. You don't even fuck with her, with me, because I dated a trans girl. Like, they never even met her.
Right.
And they chose not to.
See, like, that is unbelievably based to be like, you don't accept me for like who I am or the people I love. Well, then fuck you then, you know, that in and of itself. I'm conflicted. I am conflicted. All right. There's a lot going on here. Entertained though.
Really be in my life, you know?
Wow. Okay. So there's a lot to get into here, but let's discuss what you guys' lives were like prior to meeting each other and coming together. Because I understand that you come from like a family of outlaw bikers. What's the deal with this?
Yeah, I'm not gonna drop the name, but yeah, my family, like I grew up in a good, don't get me wrong, I didn't grow up in the slums. I ain't here to say no, that I grew up in a good house.
You from New York?
I'm from Long Island, New York, Ronkonkoma.
Hell's Island, Hell's Angels, Mongols, one of them?
Yeah, not one of the ones you named, but
in that league?
Yeah,
that
in
sort
that
of
league,
thing?
yeah, similar to those guys.
Okay, Narc, hey, if someone is like, I'm not gonna name them, don't be trying to narrow it down based on this location, you fucking narc. What are you doing? They're like, yeah, so Hell's Angels, we're talking Hell's Angels, right? You remember? Yeah, so what were you, like an associate? Had you worked your way into it yet? No? Were you made? Like what the fuck are you doing?
A lot of people don't know that when it comes to white boy politics in the streets, out here, Bloods, Crips, Sureños, Norteños, white boys on the East Coast, especially the motorcycle gangs, that's pretty much the top of the ladder, right?
Top of the fucking food chain.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in a good family. Like, my dad's a plumber, man. My dad always gave everything for me, even though my dad's not on my side. Shout out to you anyway, bro, for holding it down, you know, as a kid. But, you know, I grew up in a good family. I got everything I wanted. I grew up in a family that, like, violence was a virtue. You know what I mean? You know, I was cracking open with my dad, bro, pipes and bats at fucking 11, 12 years old, taking me to go handle some real beef, bro.
Really?
You know, like, I didn't grow up, like, yeah, my dad took me to the park and shit, but, like, we're definitely along the line, like, there's going to be a day where me and my dad are out in public and we run into an issue or we got to go handle some problem. Like, bro, I've been pulling violent acts. Like, I'm not out here to, like, embrace this shit because it's really disgusting that I used to be this person. But, like, yeah, bro, cracking someone's head open with a baton was, like, nothing for, you know,
really,
for me and my family. But I grew up in a family where my dad's a biker. You know, I just grew up in a family, like, a lot of racist shit was embedded into me, you know, right? To hate blacks and Spanish and hate gays and hate trans and understand that's the person that I used to be. You know, I grew up around, like, the white boys, the bikers and shit. I always looked up to that shit. And then along the lines, bro, down the line, I started putting myself in, like, the hood and shit, you know.
Shirley, Jinmir, thank you so much for the $5. It's like he's trying, but he only has bro language to describe his point. Genuinely hope they do well and are happy. Yeah, I think the whole thing we're witnessing kind of like a learning moment, right? Because it is kind of unique. You've got a show that the dude just comes across, the host of the show is like the biggest fucking asshole. But you've got a show like this where I don't think you would normally be having this conversation, period, where someone is trying to talk about how they had to like evolve or change or just grow as a human being and try and deprogram the racism. Like, you might not have the language to explain what is going on, but, like, he's clearly, you know, like, yeah, I was a racist, I was a homophobe, I was a transphobe, I was all the things, and that's just who I was for a long time.
Wyandanch, New York, Long Island, you know, it's a bad area, Hempstead, then Brooklyn. You know, I winded up, you know, I became, you know, I was Crip at one point, you know, running the streets, doing some.
Frankly, I relate to the story, except I wound up being agendered and pansexual. Same sort of brutal upbringing, though. That's got to be intense. I can't imagine, like, you know, that's not my childhood. I was not, you know, my dad was not waking me up at like 12 years old, being like, go grab a bat. We got to go beat the fuck out of somebody.
Wild shit, bro. You know, trying to gain my respect.
What age did you become a Crip?
I think that was age like 21.
And you're running around with, like, all black dudes, or was it?
Yeah, I was in an all black set. I was the only white boy.
Really?
You know, I met some of them are still solid individuals. They're good people. It taught me a whole entire, you know, part of my story is, man, it taught me a lot. You know, it showed me like what kind of lifestyle that I didn't have to grow up in. You know, and some of my friends out there are struggling, man, just to make it.
Right.
You know, I lost a couple friends due to some gang violence and shit. You know, rest in peace, my man Dessa. He just passed away. Like, a lot of people, man, like, when I eventually moved from Long Island, man, because, like, I was gonna die. The shit I was involved in, I was gonna die, man. I was gonna catch 25, that's for sure.
Really?
Yeah, you know, I also battled drug addiction.
Okay.
You know, getting in the gangs, man. What brings you to the gangs? The drugs, and this is part of, like, my. This is like how I grew up. Like, when I told my dad I became a gang member, like, it really wasn't a big deal.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like, you know, he was real interested in it.
He's not acting like that's like competition or the other side.
No. Like, you'd think my family would have been mad, but they, you know, my uncle, you know, not my uncles, like my dad he really liked that I was part of that. You know, he likes knowing that his son was a badass, right? Like, my dad always wanted me to be a badass motherfucker, but where did a badass motherfucker get me to? Hurting people for no reason, drug addiction. You know, situations where I almost lost my freedom.
What's the closest you ever came to losing your freedom?
Being involved in something where someone lost their life, bro. You know?
You were a fly on the wall, or you were wrapped up in it?
I was like, yeah, bro, I was wrapped up in it, dog. You know, luckily by the grace of God, you know, it didn't fall on me, you know, because I wasn't the one that actually did it.
Right.
But, like, man, running the streets and shit, like, you know, part of my
Oh my god, Fed, yeah, I know this host. The fucking questions. I guess it's just all content, right? But, like, I don't know. I would definitely be picking up on the vibe. Like, clearly, like, he doesn't want to name names. It's like, so, but Hell's Angels, right? You were in the Hell's Angels? That was the name of it?
Story is like, and a natural woman, for those of you that don't know what that is. And man, I was just never happy, bro. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have anything to do with me wanting to be with a girl with a dick or none of that, man. I just wasn't happy. Like, my girl couldn't, she just couldn't, like, give me emotionally what I needed, man. So eventually we broke up. I wound up going on the computer and clicking a hashtag girls like us. For people that don't know what that is, that's just a respectful way to, speak to or reference to like a trans woman. Girls like us, girls like them, girls like you.
Okay.
I clicked the hashtag. I was scrolling and shit.
So not something that had ever popped into your mind that you were open-minded to the trans thing.
I was like, but like all my girlfriends I ever had, like I was always do shit behind their back with trans women.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sorry, girls, but like I did. It is. It's all good. But I would always do shit like that. I was like, I was a confused person. I went from hanging around like a white gang to like a black gang. Like I was obviously, now today as a man, I can say I was a confused boy, bro.
Right.
Like, I'm out here trying to hurt people, but at the same time,
around.
Yeah, like it just was natural to me.
Confusing, dilemma in the family.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was it.
Definitely. So, okay. But what age would you say the first time you ended up doing something with a trans woman was?
Man, it was this one time on Long Island, bro, at this motel. I had no idea what I was doing, bro. But I think like probably like 19 years old. I'm 29 now. So I was like 10 years around, chicks like that.
There's a lot going on here. Yeah, there's a lot. It's one of those things where it's like, yes, this is, there's a lot to unpack. A lot, definitely.
I remember I was like disgusted though, man. I'd be disgusted.
And yeah, I'll watch the new Eamon animation. I didn't know there was a new one that just came out. I'll watch that.
To myself when I would go do these. He stood on 10 toes. I'm out the family. It's all good.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely.
No relationship with your dad at all anymore?
Nah, it's a wrap, dog. Nah, he disrespected my lady, telling me he's gonna
Like, they're sitting there writing these comments. Like I see them like seeing like bloodshot eyes, and I'm like, what?
You go suck your girl's. And I'm like,
okay,
I will.
He will.
I'll pleasure my woman however I please. Whatever makes her feel good is what I'm gonna do because I love that one.
There's something badass about how it's coming from not typically someone you would hear advocate for these sort of things, right? Just being like, you know what, fuck you. Yeah, I will do that. I am going to give my partner orgasms, and they're going to be amazing, and it's going to be dope, and like.
That's how to treat a woman.
That heart saved my motherfucking heart pumping another day, bro. Why wouldn't I sit here and embrace this woman? This woman literally gave me another day to breathe, man.
For sure. We're definitely going to get into that. But so, okay, you're lurking the computer. Then how do you meet her? Or how do you get into
There's definitely value in hypermasculine dude bros talk about this stuff because it's just like, it just flies in the face of everything you expect. Like normally the like, who are the people, the biggest transphobes in the world? It's pretty wild how like they all talk about what is a woman, and they're not exactly what I would say is your prototypical hyper masculine figures. The Matt Walsh, the Tim Pools, the Quarterings. They're not exactly people who if someone were to say like what is the idea of incredibly masculine macho style dude, right? Yeah, you'd be like guys who like fucking hit the gym a bunch, maybe say bro a lot, that kind of stuff. So you don't normally hear advocacy coming from that kind of a personality, right?
To find her page, she's got this big following. I'm like, man, she's not gonna answer me. But I shot her a message real quick.
So you were already popping?
Yes.
From the porn shit, or?
I already had a following based on just my life and who I was, but I had recently started OnlyFans, probably a year and a half prior to meeting Jesse. And so I already had a gaining following.
Got it.
And I see this message. I was just scrolling through my messages one day. My messages tend to get buried. So it was, I think like, I don't know, probably late at night. And I'm just sitting there scrolling and I'm like, okay, like he looks like my type. Jacked up tattoos. Like
You like a jack.
Even at the stage of learning, he can probably take people with him, people who will relate to him.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm getting the vibe people are right now in this is net positive, like from a utilitarian standpoint, right? We have to ground our axioms, and we have to know whether this is, of course, real utilitarianism or we have to be clear.
And
because this motherfucker is cut up like that. You have a shelf of a chest. Like that's where I'm really trying to be at in my life,
bro.
Yeah.
For the record, any personal trainers out there want to get me to this point, let me know.
Hey, we could run it, brother.
Yeah,
I'll put you through a beautiful workout, man. We'll really test your limitations, bro. You'll see where your heart's at.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Crazy workout.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, respectfully, we'll see where your heart's at, bro.
I don't know if I got the heart for that. Yeah.
He seems pretty cool. Well, I'll tell you what he oozes is confidence, right? Not just from having really intense lived experiences, but also just actually being a little bit humble. Because I think the idea sometimes for, you know, what is masculine, what is cool, that kind of stuff, right? There's unearned confidence, which you can just tell right away. Like, you do not deserve to be as confident as you are. Like Libs of TikTok, that's a really good example. Higher I Check has unearned confidence, right? There's no reason anyone should have like become as successful as she has, and she thinks that she's like, you know, a lot smarter and more powerful than she really is. But there isn't like, there's like the true confidence also comes from understanding your own fallibilities and your own faults and learning and growing from them, right?
but so okay, you did see the message and you responded.
Yes, and so
We were chopping it up. I was like, look, you know, I think
I'm now having to confront my biases about dude bros. So much is happening at once right now. So many different things. It's a huge win for the dude bros. Not all dude bros. Hashtag. All right. We found that out now.
you're a real gorgeous woman. I hit her with one of my lines that I had, you know. I was like, look,
how many girls did you send that to? Like, how many women?
Just one, just you.
Yeah.
So what happened was,
You went on a rampage.
well, you're the only one that responded to it, is what I mean. Right? I'm fucking with you. So I wanted to, like, you know, tell her, I'm like, I think you're beautiful. What's like 5 messages in? She's like, hey, just to let you know, like, I'm sorry, but you know, I'm a trans woman. I'm sorry if that changes the perspective.
I was like, to
said,
lay it
"I know."
out on the table. He's like, I know, baby. Like, I'm ready.
So
Like,
I said, no, sweetheart, you're not a trans woman. You're a unique woman, and you don't got to label yourself as that. And we don't.
Oh man, he's winning me over pretty fast. I think we're ready, you know? I think we're ready for the woke allies dude bro summer, you know, to happen.
We got to talk about that ever again.
I just like to lay it out on the table first and foremost because I don't like to waste my time and I don't like to waste other people's time.
And there's some nightmare scenarios where you like meet up with them.
I've absolutely been through that, and I think a lot of girls in the same circumstances can all relate to that because we want to be seen as just a person, and we want them to not judge us based on what we have between our legs, but actually get to know us as a person. We're cool bitches.
Yeah,
we
she's
love
dope.
having fun.
She's dope, man. She's a dope girl.
We will have anybody's back if they have ours.
Yeah.
And that's what it's
that.
all about.
She's proving that, man.
And so he was like, let me call you. And I was like, okay, like, I'm thinking he'll just like call me. He FaceTimes me.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, I have a bun up, you know, I'm just watching Criminal Minds. I'm like, oh God, like threw my hair down. I'm like, okay, gotta get cute. Like, gotta look gorge. And, you know, we were just talking and I was like, wow, like, I just loved his energy from the day one. You know, it was who I you know, me, I'm like, oh my God, he's the one. Like, I texted all my girlfriends.
It's very cute. Like you can tell, like this is genuinely somebody in love, right? Like you can just see it, just like absolutely glowing. The whole thing being as cute as it is, like it's really. I think it would be so hard to just hate this scenario. To hate what's happening here. You really got to work overtime, you know? We're like the bigots and all these fucking anti-LGBTQ plus like ghouls and assholes who make a living off the, like you really got to start twisting your head and then being like, yeah, but he's gay and then this is wrong and then this is sin and all this kind of stuff. But it's like, it's fucking, I don't know. It's really fucking cute.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So before we get into like you guys actually hanging out though, let's get a little bit into your story. Where are you from originally?
Originally, Russia.
Russia. Wow.
Yes. And I was adopted when I was 15 months.
Whoa.
And my brother is my biological brother, and my parents adopted both of us.
Wow.
And I think just
That's cool. You got to stay
being
together
over here, I'm
grow
so
up.
blessed to be able to live my life how I want to. Over there, I wouldn't have had a chance.
Oh man. I
Right.
mean, if you could pick number one place to not live
Not
as a
live,
gay, a trans, whatever.
It's
Every
there.
time we say it.
Like, I just wanted that freedom to be who I was.
Would you say that the family that adopted you or your family, like had they been specifically homophobic or transphobic to you, or were you just kind of assuming that they wouldn't, you know, be
I think
accepting?
for any parent going through what my parents went through, it's a tough situation. I mean, you're losing one child and gaining another. You know, so you have to really take into consideration it's a transition for everybody. But my parents were very supportive. I grew up with a military family background. So obviously it took my dad some time.
Biker gang and military, but like the two most masculine.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that's why this is kind of a unique thing. I think it's also going to this could potentially reach a lot of people who have been damaged by the Joe Rogans of the world, you know, like Joe Rogan. And I'm talking a lot of normies who are maybe center right on some things, you know, center left. I don't have hate in my heart. I don't I don't specifically hate any gay people. I just say stay away from the kids, because that's what I'm seeing, that they're trying to turn the kids gay. So that's the problem I have. So that's why I'm really mad about this. Right. But I don't actually hate gay people kind of crowd. This could be a very, very important learning moment for a lot of people that are never going to get reached, let's be honest, by some of the people who advocate for this kind of stuff, right? Who advocate for trans rights, who advocate for LGBTQ plus rights, for acceptance or stuff like that. There's people who will just never be reached by myself or someone else who does it from my own kind of perspective. They need dude bro. They need dude bro to be able to be like, oh, okay, bro, oh, I get it, bro. No homo, bro. No homo, bro. We don't say that anymore, though. Why, bro? Because there's nothing wrong with being homo. So even if you were homo, wouldn't be a problem. Whoa. Yeah, bro. Homo. Yeah. Full homo.
Sides of life you could possibly imagine.
This is shit I'm talking about, bro.
All homo. Yeah, total homo. Total homo.
Get the pipes. We're going to go crack a fucking head open. You know what I mean? Two fucking opposites here. But that's why
gated neighborhoods. And I was bad growing up because I just didn't know what I had for myself in the future. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't know how to get there. And I came across these YouTube videos probably about when I was, I don't know, 11 or 12. That was when my dad's desktop computer, he had his office, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching I just saw wholesome and all these drag performers at first, and I knew that was along the lines of who I wanted to be, but I was I'm woman, I'm doing my own thing. I respect them as, they're women artists and everything, and that's amazing. But I was deep down in my heart, I sit when I pee, I, use toilet paper, I use...
Personally, I feel like sitting down to pee is a little bit more hygienic, a little bit more comfortable. I kind of feel like I get more urine out of my body when I'm sitting.
And that's the thing. It's I just, from a young age...
Oh, there's so much progress being made. We're not gendering how people pee anymore.
I just had all of these feminine attributes, and that's what men are attracted to with myself, is the feminine attributes I bring and, my qualities...
This is how the world changes. This is the revolution, comrades. You're witnessing it right now.
Standing by him no matter what. Isn't that what a girlfriend's
dude bros are back.
Do?
Oh, dude bros are so back.
Everything a woman is supposed to do, man. Everything. I come home to food. Now, this is not what a woman's supposed to do. This is just what my woman wants to do.
Hey!
I come home to food, the place clean, Oregon.
I'm getting whiplash. It's no, we're going right down to misogyny. No, these are gendered explanations. It's no, but bro, no, okay, not all women. All right, that's what I mean.
His bed made, ready to go. Always by my side. So
ready to get disheveled again.
When I was fighting through my drug addiction, man, when I literally would have a pistol in my mouth almost every other day, right? I would cock it back and stick it in my fucking face, in my mouth, and I would sit next to her and I'd hit the gun, hoping the gun would go off because I didn't want to live,
And on top of that, I'm trying to combat my social media progress.
OnlyFans.
And it's I'm living in a life that's trying to be portrayed as, oh, we're doing amazing and we're going through this and that.
Yeah,
and
that got dark really
I
quick.
think people really don't know what anybody goes through. And that's what we're speaking on, is we go through real shit just like anybody else, and we're real people. And, why hate on us?
Also, really good message for mental health.
When we're just trying to be a better person.
At what age did you start fully presenting as a woman?
12 years old.
12. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I knew my parents took it on, and, you know, I didn't get my hormone treatment until I was about 17, but I went through intense therapy for about 4.5 years.
Was that your parents' idea, or is that just like mandated if you want to transition in the future?
That was my idea.
Okay.
I gave them a full presentation, and, you know, it was hard for them to understand.
Would you say that they were open-minded, generally speaking?
Yeah, absolutely.
You ever see the show Euphoria?
Oh, yeah.
That fucking show, bro, is a spitting
literally
image of both of our lives, bro.
Really?
Straight, almost every scene.
So many points that we can, you know, understand. And
that's really heavy. I don't know if anyone has seen Euphoria, but there's a lot of fucked up stuff that happens in that show.
Relate to.
I feel like that show, the like undercover purpose of that show is to make the average viewer fall in love with a trans character in a TV show, because I feel like the character, what's the character's name?
Hunter Schafer.
Hunter, yes.
Shout out to Hunter Schafer, by the way. She was just arrested recently protesting the genocide in Gaza. And I for like a while didn't see it covered by mainstream media, but she was willing to protest Joe Biden, get arrested along the process. I had no, like, I really just like her as an actress, and like the performances that I've seen her do before. I didn't know that she was like a real world activist, and like that to me, I was like, holy fuck, you're incredibly based. Yeah.
So like just such an endearing character that I felt like
amazing.
If you are somebody who does
Total sidebar, if you haven't seen Euphoria, just content warning for that show. I genuinely think that could have been an excellent show, and it's not just because like Zendaya's in it and she's incredible and everything, but like it honestly could have been a better show if it wasn't set in high school. Why is it not set in college? That was the thing about you. I never understood this, because it's like, it is a hyper-sexual show. Like, there is just like sex scene after sex scene after sex scene, and not all of them are like just, you know, glamorizing sex. Some of them are obviously like supposed to be like, this is supposed to be like what would be considered normally very, very hot. Other ones are just absolutely revolting and disgusting sex scenes kind of stuff. Well, I guess to other people, they maybe are incredibly hot. Maybe that's just the entire point. But like, why set the whole thing in high school then? You could have the exact same show. Everything, every element of that show could be the exact, like, I know it, like, it heightens the whole kind of like, look how fucked up these people are because they're in high school, and yet they're dealing drugs, and you know, they're having orgies, and this person just got sexually assaulted, and it's all in high school. Isn't that crazy? But it's also like, that's weird though, that you gotta do this like super hypersexual show of a bunch of teenagers. If they were in college, the whole show would work just as well. It would be just as fucked up, and you could justifiably have the non-stop sex scenes that whoever is like, you know, directing some of those episodes really has to have. But like, for you to sit there and be watching a scene of that show, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, by the way, these actors, they are like in their mid-20s, as most high school supposed actors are, but you have to put in your head that these are high school students. You're like, why not just, again, set the whole thing in college? Exact same show.
With trans people, it would be hard to watch the entirety of that show without gaining some degree of empathy and understanding.
She went through so many hardships in that show as Jules, and watching that, I was, you know, I was gagged. I was like, holy shit, like this is, I can relate to
it felt that close to your experience,
like,
really.
I was like, it was touching.
I watched that show in rehab.
It was emotional.
When I was,
you know, it was very
separated
emotional.
from her. I saw that show in rehab, man. It brought me, I was hysterically crying, bro.
I was like, watch Euphoria.
Damn, my girl went through it.
Ooh, and now we're back to fucking just amazing, kind of like totally open about having emotion, being vulnerable, that kind of stuff. Like, again, you can see the level of confidence that it also exudes for someone to be emotionally healthy enough to talk about that kind of stuff, right? It's not in any way, the way that you're brought up as a dude, you're raised to think like, this is going to make you seem weak. This is going to make you into a pussy, bro. This is going to make you into gay or something like that. And then you can actually see when someone is that fucking self-confident because they've actually, you know, had their own inner demons. They've gone through their own processes. They've self-actualized, that kind of shit.
I'm like, you went through something like that? She's like, you know, explain the story. I'm like,
yeah, men hiding in a hotel, like everything.
That show, everybody in the show is so famous now that it almost feels like we're not going to get the next season, or it's going to be far away.
Hoping.
Yeah.
I mean, man, personally, I was trying to get in touch with who runs this
I don't know what skins are. I'm not familiar with that term.
show because I know my girl.
It's not the same without Angus. you know,
right, and now
it's
he's
not.
dead. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh man, rest in peace.
The Barbie girl quit, which she wasn't really
Right.
doing.
Oh, it's
shit
a show.
anyway,
No,
but
I've
she's
never seen
gone.
it.
What was
That's-
homie's name that died? The white boy.
Angus Cloud.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace to him, man.
Yeah.
You know, he
God
was
bless.
a solid. I mean, such a good actor, man.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah.
he had some. He had a heart.
Jacob Elordi,
Zendaya.
Zendaya, Queen.
Yeah, she's a queen.
Yeah.
At what age did you meet him?
I met him. I'm 26. I met him when I was 24.
We've been together almost 2 years now.
Yeah, 24 and a half.
So you met at 24. So you're still pretty young. Like, had you had a bunch of relationships prior to him, or what was that?
I had, I would say, like 2 or 3 real relationships and like 20,000 situationships. You know, of men just like playing games.
Promising her the world.
Promising a
Couldn't
whole
give it to
life. And where is it? Like, you know, I'll make my own life.
Right.
But, you know, my boyfriend before Jesse would never show me off. He never believed in my vision for myself as just an independent woman. And, you know, I had everything. I was given everything. I was given keys to a Maybach. I was given, you know, boat rides out in the Hamptons. I was doing everything. And
But then you still felt like, to a degree, they were ashamed or didn't want to be public.
Absolutely. He would never post me. Not that it mattered,
Lock
but like
her in the house.
Yeah, he would keep me there for about 2 years. I was stuck in that relationship because I felt trapped, and I just thought that I wouldn't get any better. Not that that's a, you know, thing, but I wanted to feel safe. Like, you know, that's who I am. I just wanted to feel safe in somebody. And he would, you know, we went through a lot of abusive stuff, but he would tell me he loved me, and it was really confusing for me. And that was my first taste of like real love after my boyfriend, he passed away from an overdose. Before
Another guy they were before him.
Yeah, another one
They have really intense lives.
before him.
Found him.
I found him in my apartment up in New York. And people prepare you for a lot in life. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
That changes you.
That's brutal.
So,
It does.
you know, with that being said, that kind of relates to the addiction, but I'll get into that. But yeah, they never showed me off. They never wanted me to go anywhere with them, or I would ask to go to like, you know, dinners and parties and stuff, but they just, they kept me there and just look good for when you get home, for when they get home, to just be used, and you just have to, you know, accept it. But I was stupid at the time. Like you know, I don't have sympathy for myself in a way because I kind of kept myself there because I didn't know any better.
So what place were you in your life when you met him?
I was in a really good place. I was doing my own thing. I was living in Austin, Texas at the time. And I was just doing my OnlyFans shit. And I was just grinding away. And I saw his message. And then I think you came to Austin
This is one of the few like slided it into the DMs success stories, eh?
like a week
I
later.
to her. I was like, I'm flying down.
Yeah.
I'm recently single. I got bread.
And I was used to that. I was used to a guy being like, okay, I'll come see you, like, you know, stay with you. And I'm like, okay, here
But
we go.
then halfway embracing
Right,
you?
like, you know, freak out or something. And so I was like, okay, I've seen this happen. So let me, you know, I believe in everybody. I give people the benefit of the doubt because I want to see the good in people. You know, I want to see that good side of them, and that's just who I am. But, you know, he came down and he just, you know, swept my heart away.
Really? What was the game like? How did he win you over?
Oh, when he was at the airport, he was shirtless.
Okay. We don't even talk-
Man, that's hilarious. That's so funny. What a dude, bro. Yo, it me. At my physical best, my peak, I would never have the confidence to do that. Even if I looked good shirtless, I would never be like, "What's up?"
About that, we're like a half hour into this interview.
Yeah, he is the king of the bros.
No shirt. And I have yet to see him with a shirt on. He showed up with
I
no
showed
shirt.
up without a shirt. Nah, let me tell you guys, man. Like,
I mean, I guess if you put in that much time, might as well show it off, right?
they call my dad Tommy No Shirt. Like, they call me Jesse No Shirt Jr. because I
I have to tell him at the grocery store.
I never.
such a thing. Hey, you want to save a lot of money on costs? This is one way to do it, you know?
Never wore a shirt, bro. Like
Put
my dad,
that money into
we would show up to
supplements.
customers' houses as a plumber, like with no shirt on. Like,
Why?
Yeah, bro, because my dad always was muscular. He was a bad looking dude. He always had me jacked up. So he's always like, you walk with your fucking
He always
shirt
had
off,
me
you know?
jacked
Very aggressive.
I know, but I got a big
I tell
heart.
people it's
I got
like,
a big heart, though, man. You know, don't take it the wrong way.
He comes off as very intense, but he's such a sweet person. And like, that's my
Changed
type.
man.
Oh, we're what, 20 minutes into this? No, that's entirely what I feel. Like I know a lot of like giant dudes, like just either jacked or just super tall, just like huge dudes who are just giant teddy bears, right? Like they're the biggest little sweetheart, softy kind of people, even though they happen to be physically enormous people, right? They're like very emotional and stuff like that. Like there's lots of those kind of guys.
It's like,
Awesome,
I
by
want
the
someone
way.
to protect me
Totally
too.
awesome.
You know, if somebody, God forbid, like
Shout out to the big
yeah.
guys.
comes in, I know I'm good.
At all costs, I lay my life down.
I'll be assured.
I mean, one thing I always notice at the porn awards every year or the porn convention is that the male porn stars quite often are rocking jeans.
Yes, the moment has to happen where this guy goes on Joe Rogan. That could be the singularity. That could be how the entire revolution begins. That could be the moment where humanity changed its course. We get on the good timeline, you know? Just we gotta try and make that happen.
Jeans, no shirt,
Yep.
glimmering six pack. That's kind of
Oh,
like
it's
the
there.
wardrobe for
Yeah.
the male porn stars. If you want to let everybody know you're a man, I'm wearing a shirt. I kind of feel like I'm not a porn star.
Like, imagine if he could awaken 11 million people, 11 million fucking dude bros listening to Joe Rogan, all so transphobic from years of Joe Rogan's bullshit and lies. I get it, man. I used to be like you. You know, bro? But then I learned something, bro. You know, I don't have hate in my heart. And then Joe's like, whoa, bro. Oh, but you're a bro. I know, bro. Just a couple of bros.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn, I'm just a pussy
Nah, you
out
got
here
your own
covering up.
style, bro. You got your own style. Works for you.
Exactly.
Once I get the six pack, I'll be in there
We're
with no
gonna get
shirt
you,
on.
bro. I'm telling you, man. I'll come down here for a weekend and work out with you, bro. Like, for real. We'll do
love
some
to
shit.
see it.
But bro, it takes 21 days to get into a good habit.
Wait a minute.
Bro.
You showed up at the airport with no shirt.
Yeah, no shirt.
I just
in the
always
airport.
assume you can't get onto the plane with no
Well,
shirt.
I mean, you know,
When he
You
was-
get on, take it off.
Wow.
I was gonna say he probably puts his shirt on, gets on the plane, gets off the plane, and then then he's done wearing a costume, right? He's like, I can be myself again.
was at the
the sun was out,
terminal.
man. It was nice out, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, bro. I just don't. I'll be in public shopping. I don't.
Do you have like a shirt in the car just in case?
No, I say
Honestly-
fuck it. I don't need one. Straight up, man. That's just how it is, bro. I just don't rock. I'm the product. I'm jacked like Jess. I'm the product, bro.
When you go to the club,
I'm the product.
they might want you to rock a shirt,
I
right?
might not be that cornball that does that, man. I don't know. It depends.
What about like a
depends.
button-up shirt that's open?
It depends
'Cause
where
then
we
you can
are,
just take it off,
obviously,
stuff it in your back pocket.
Yeah. He'll definitely put on a really nice suit.
Okay.
And if we need to be where we, need
why I go to-
to
I go to
show up
swinger
and
clubs.
dress
That's
out,
why you don't gotta wear
we're
nothing,
going to
bro.
dress out.
Oh, that's a good point. So you guys meet. Is it just pure?
Wait. How many great things are going on here? He's also polyamorous and comfortable with that. Is that also part of it? Oh man, the self confidence this dude is using.
Chemistry right away, or
We
Man.
kind of both had our own thoughts at first. I was like, okay, I'm just going to do an OnlyFans video.
with him?
Oh, she
with
thought she
him.
was gonna use me for my and it.
So
'Cause I
you
was like-
were you down for that?
Nah, I wanted to get to know her, bro. She know her, bro. I speak on never giving up as a man. I gave up. I'll admit it. I gave up 1,000 times in my life, man. I let everyone down. But this girl here has never given up, man.
And where were you at with your drugs when you met her?
I brought drugs to her house.
Okay,
on
so
the plane.
still deep in it.
Still deep in it. She
I
had
did
no
not
idea.
know. I thought he was sober
make
at
it
the
look
time
good.
because I'm 4 years clean from alcohol. So I was like, listen, I'm going through a lot and I just, really need to know if you were sober or not. And he said yes. And so I was like, okay, cool. we got that off the
apologize.
table. And, down the line, I kind of saw the onion layers unfold.
What tipped you off?
What? I was a maniac, bro.
Yeah, I got to
Fucking maniac out
Florida.
there.
I visited after the whole Austin trip. We had a great time. It was beautiful. We went to the Oasis. We put a lock on the thing, whatever. And so then we had a Florida trip. And the second I got in the car, I'm like, oh my God. He's, just
All of the boys.
bumping rap, just
Bumping
be
50
we gotta go
Cent.
here,
50's my
here,
shit,
here.
bro. I bump 50,
we're
bro.
gonna go da 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 da. And I'm like, oh my God.
I was
So you see him in his natural environment.
Yeah, and I
and
was
he's
like,
having a grand
no
old time.
shirt, bro. I got my gun in my hand. I'm fucking singing poo shiesty.
I'm like,
I rock with my gun in my hand in traffic.
But not even worried because you're in Florida where the gun laws are very liberal?
I'm just high. I don't give a I'll be anywhere, bro. There'll be a cop next to us. I'll be having my gun like, right, just put it down. I'm like, I don't give a you know?
Holy shit.
And that was just that drug-fueled mentality.
I'll go to the hood. I'll go to Riviera Beach. If anyone knows Palm Beach.
I went to high school with 10 of this, man. See, I'm West Coast, so like I know a lot of people here are instantly like, "Oh yeah, this dude's totally from Long Island." I know Long Island dudes. This is all Long Island.
We'd be going out to dinner.
I have my gun on my waist with no shirt on, walking around the hood, bro, just trying to like.
We would be driving, and he would be like, "We got to make a stop," and all of a sudden the car would turn around, literally in the middle of the road.
Take into the trap, bro.
And I'm like, I just kind of, at first, I didn't know what was happening. I did know what was happening, and I was like, how the did I get myself wrapped up in this again?
We knew he didn't have his shirt.
Happen, and he died.
Really? Oh, because your ex-boyfriend, right?
And so I was like, so I had my place back in Austin, and thank you. I had my place back in Austin, and that was kind of like my backup in case it didn't at first, because I was like...
She was held captive, though, by my addiction. It's a selfish thing.
Right.
She was held captive. She didn't want to leave me because she knew I'd probably die. So that's a selfish thing, being an addict. I realize that now today as a man, bro.
Because, like, you saw this, like, scary gun-toting lunatic version of him,
like,
but then there must have been part of it that you were drawn to as well, right?
I saw his hurt child inside of him.
Deep.
I feel like I'm really intuitive. And I can.
They're cute though. Yeah, they are. They are super
people's
cute.
Energy, and I knew he was going through something, and I'm somebody that wants to fix people, and like I want to try to do all the help that I can, but I know that's not my responsibility. But it is my responsibility to support a human and support, their life, and I can't let somebody, die.
But like if let's say my girl became a perkhead tomorrow,
you better support her.
I'm gonna ride it out. Yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. We're putting you in the expensive ass rehab. We're doing whatever we gotta do.
Literally, that's where I was doing.
If I met her and then on date 2, I realized
Brian Mulroney just died. I didn't even know Brian Mulroney was still alive. Yeah, Brian Mulroney fucking sucked. Let me look. Oh, he did. You're right. 84 years old. Yeah, and this is kind of like when fucking really evil people die and they lived really long lives. I feel like they got away with it. He's pronounced dead at 84 years old. Well, yeah, rest in peace.
I was like, oh, she's a unrepentant drug addict. Yes. I might be like, okay, I've had it. This is cool.
He was a conservative prime minister of Canada who did a lot of shitty stuff.
I come off like I gave her my whole.
He was very well put together. That's the thing. It was.
I make it look real good. I'll be working out in the gym. I'd be like, oh, you look great. I'm sitting there. I'm like, yeah, I haven't slept in 6 days, but okay.
Yeah.
But I just the way he embraced me. And the way he truly put me out there.
From the jump, bro.
Nobody had ever done that. When he was down in Austin, he's calling people, I'm with this beautiful trans girl. Like, I'm going to date her. Do you want to, be my friend or not?
When she gave me the green light, I knew right off the bat how this shit could play out. I could either, wait until the right time. When the is that? That's just going to get put off. Then I'm going to be scared and da-da-da-da. Like, most men that with trans women, bro, there's a lot of homies that like with trans girls. Trans porn went up 90% in the search bar this year.
Really?
Okay, of 2023. Yeah. So, who's watching that? It's most likely not the ladies. So like, a lot of men will date trans girls. They'll have fun with them, text them, wish them all this good shit, but never really, actually treat them like an actual human being. So.
Wow. I'm back to being like, this guy's fucking awesome. Again, there's a lot of problems, a lot of problematic shit, but then it's like you're not going to get this messaging again for a certain subsect of people from the people who typically give it. They they don't want to see people on mainstream television shows get interviewed and have very emotional moments and the acceptance that comes from that, or maybe liberals watching Oprah one day are like, wow, Oprah just really humanized trans people and interviewed Laverne Cox and stuff like that, right? That's not going to be for everybody. You need fucking dude bro.
I said,
I think I can officially get rid of the first part of this title here.
Like, I'm gonna let everyone know what's up right off the bat. And that probably wasn't the right way to go about it, but I said, you know what, my family's all about this intense loyalty thing. Let's test it out.
But you had never put anything about you being down with the trans thing out there publicly before. This is the first time that you put it out on social media.
There was one time some shit came out of me on the internet one time, bro, a couple years ago. And anyone that's from Long Island is gonna get a laugh at this one. But yeah, some shit came out of me on the internet when I was doing weird shit, bro, selling myself for drugs, bro.
Oh shit.
To men.
Whoa.
Me, dog. Me in a motel room selling myself to men. Yeah, I admit it. I was up on drugs, man. That's not the story I'm trying to get. Don't around with these things, man. The drugs will dress you up however they want to dress you up and make you do whatever the you got to do.
Damn. So how long were you doing that for?
Probably like a good 6 months. And what happened was, you know, my crib set and my dad's club found out, and I was involved with both at the time, hanging around both. So now you gotta think, bro. I got people literally saying like, "There's gonna be money put on my head," type shit, bro.
Right.
You know, yeah. If I come around, you're getting smoked. But then I had some crib. You know, gotta watch my language here, bro. But I mean, that's how I speak. So I say the N word. It is what it is. But
hey, whatever you gotta do.
Yeah.
The whiplash. No, dude, bro, you were so close. There's still work to do. What I've learned through this whole process, there's still work to do. All right, we can't have it all. Can't you know, have you know, ideal wokeism. This is the wildest ride. Has it ever? I didn't know this was going to be a roller coaster. I thought I was going to be watching this for like 10 minutes, 35 minutes into this video. Just like every 5 seconds, it's like one of the wilder stories I've heard in a very long time. And then it goes to another moment where I'm like, oh my God, this is so fucking base. This guy is so, like, he's so in love and he's so proud of his love and he's not ashamed of it. He's not ashamed of it. Yes, but it's like, he's like, yeah, but I also do say the N word. It is what it is. It's like, no, it doesn't have to be. It's like, you're not doing it right now. I haven't heard you do it yet, so clearly you can not do that, you know. But yeah, it's like an onion, right? Progress, not perfection, people. Exactly.
Like, yo, Jess, it's all good, bro. Like, fold your flag.
Why would he not say it and then say that he says it? I know, right? Hope you appreciate that I don't use it because I understand I'm on a podcast. I don't want to get you guys in trouble, but yes, I will as soon as my recording is done. Yeah, I won't be able to control it at that point. I've gone too long.
Respectfully, and go live your life, bro. You know, go back to Florida, because I moved home for a little bit, and that's when I started doing this when I was living with my dad. And bro, like when this shit came on the internet, it was embarrassing shit, bro. Yeah, me up in women's clothing, dog.
Because this you're not embarrassed of, but this other shit was shit that you didn't want to be doing. You were just doing it because you did drugs.
I'm in women's fucking clothing, bro, selling myself for drugs. Now, find me a man that can admit that on camera, bro. You guys can make fun of me if you want, but I'm trying to spread a message, man. It's easy to make fun of me, but it's a lot harder to actually sit there and maybe think what I was feeling.
Just a real person.
Bro, like some pictures came out. My man hit me up one day when I was with my other chick. Just a natural chick who was never down to swing, have fun, nothing. Like just very, you know, whatever the you want to call it, traditional. So she's like, yo, Jess, I love you, bro, but like there's some shit on the internet about you, bro. That's like, you know, pretty bad. So I looked at it, bro. I fucking fainted, bro. Straight up, real. Fell down. My girl grabbed the phone. Let me see that. What the oh my God, are you gay? Like all this crazy shit. Woo, woo, woo. I got family members hit me. Like one thing that happened is my father never hit me up. Not once. That was the only person I wish would have called me because I wanted to kill myself right off the rip, bro. That's how much cyberbullying, and this may sound corny for me to say the word bullying. Things could have
been so different if you got that support from just your father.
Yeah, your family.
It's your child.
Your dad didn't hit you up because he didn't know?
He would not hit me up because he found out. Was so embarrassed because his entire club knew and everyone's hitting him up. Like, yo, you know what a real man would do, bro? Is, you know your son probably wants to kill himself. Why don't you sit there and make sure he's good, man? You know?
Yeah.
And that should go for any father or any kid or any parent. Like,
once again, that's very, very powerful.
And make sure your kids are good, dude, because this is a rough world out there. But I had like 10,000 fucking people reposted it from my area because I'm a well-known guy where I'm from, bro.
Right.
From, you know, both counties, Nassau and Suffolk. Everyone's reposting this shit. It's going around my girlfriend's family at the time, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my parents' phones, pictures, bro. Crazy. I literally wanted to kill myself every day, man. You know, I felt so I used to be that guy that would make fun of people, right? And I realized, wow, what the did I do? I deserved every moment of that, bro. I deserved every moment of that shit.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't hate on anyone for posting or any of that. I probably deserved it because of the person I used to be back at home. Wow. So say I'm a changed man now, and people make these comments like they want me to come out and be that person. If I was that person I used to be, and I ran into you, man, it's gonna be a problem, and you're gonna regret it.
Do you ever go back to Long Island now and you see people from your old life?
There's nothing there.
There's nothing there for me, man. I got a couple brothers out there, my boy Nick, Jordan, Tyler, Lenny, some brothers that really hold me down and respect my lady. I'll do anything for those guys, man. I got a couple uncles that got my back, but they can only say so much because they got to respect my father's views. Like, my father wishes death on us, bro.
Yeah, that's a wild thing that I've seen over and over is that I will be talking to a Crip or a Blood on here, and a lot of times in this day and age, they're fairly open-minded about gay people and whatever.
Yeah,
and a lot of them will say, listen, if you want to live your life however you want to live. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to hate you.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to street shit, when it comes to the gang, all of a sudden they have a very different tune when it comes to that. And they'll say, like, listen, that will never fly.
And I get, like, the crossover between that, like, especially since, Jesse isn't even a part of anything.
Yeah,
so
no more. That's my past.
Why should it even be an issue? Why should it even be, just because of somebody's past, it doesn't mean that they can't change. It's just like if somebody that was overweight wanted to get fit and live a healthy life, like they want better for themselves. Why can't we want better for ourselves?
When I was getting high, my family would have done anything to get me sober. I get clean, I get sober. I meet the love of my life right here, man. I really mean that. And now you guys won't just be happy. Like, now I got clean and sober. Now you want to kick me out the whip? Like, you guys could go fill up the tank when it hits half. I ain't going to be around, bro. Like, you guys could have that, bro. I got a cold heart from all the shit we've been through, bro. Like, I got fired from a job for dating her, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
I got fired from a fucking plumbing company for dating her, bro.
In Long Island or in Florida?
Nah, Florida. Right, and there's some illegal shit going on with that.
Oh, really?
Then another time, like some shit we dealt with all 2023, bro. Our life is just now getting good. God's been good to us recently. For a year straight, someone was sending pictures to my parents, my father.
From my OnlyFans.
From her OnlyFans, which is weird because you got to be subscribed to get to it. But sending pictures, and I have my best friend with me, my big homie since 6th grade. I got big bro living with me. And I'm telling him, bro, someone keeps sending these pictures to my dad. So they stopped for a while, and then my mom was like, hey, your dad said he might come around and talk to you. So I was all excited, like a little kid. And boom, I told my roommate the deal. I'm like, yo, like my dad said he's gonna come around. The next morning, some pictures to send to my dad. So I'm telling my girl, man, it's got to be someone close to us, right? And my man,
I'm like an investigator. I'm like,
she's living with me at the time.
Something's off.
She's living with me.
Yeah.
She was living with me and my roommate, my best friend, for a long time, cleaning up after him, everything. To find out, bro, it's my roommate the whole fucking time, bro.
Oh shit!
Like, this is the shit that we deal with, all because I date a trans girl.
How did you figure out it was the roommate?
He admitted it
he admitted it somehow or some shit.
I don't know how it came about, but it somehow we tracked it back to him, and I called him and I was like,
no, it happened again. He did it again too.
And I was like,
that's so fucked up. One, it's supposed to be like one of your homies, one of your best friends. Two, it's like the person you're living with. Three, sending nude pictures of your best friend's fiance to his dad? That's fucked up. That's fucked up on so many levels. What made you think like, well, this is like the course of action I should be taking?
it is what it is. You need to, I'm going to press charges because those are, privately owned pictures. You
no
can't
shit.
just be
Good.
sending them, distributing them around without my consent.
Right.
Unknowingly. In a hateful, spiteful way. So, I have my lawyer and everything.
Yeah,
and
probably.
we called his job, got him fired.
Yeah, that hurt me, man. Like that was crazy. You stole my girl's first impression.
Yeah.
She can't get that back. You stole that. My friends
it's like, let them look at their own time. Don't just throw it in their faces.
Because you felt like you had a chance to introduce your parents to her and have them be accepting.
And his mom has been amazing. She's, I knew it was going to take her a little time, and it's very big for me because I've never had a boyfriend's mother accept me. For me, my old boyfriend smacked me in front of his mother, and she asked me what I did wrong to upset him.
Wow.
That was in Long Island. That's when I knew, that was my okay, I got to get out of here. But he's just fully supported me through and through, and he's just so loving.
I support her.
I feel so safe with him, knowing that no matter what we go through, he's always going to be here for me. And I'll always be here for him.
I know right now if I got caught up and had to do 10 years, bro.
I'll be right there. Send him the commissary, little pictures.
If I woke up without $1 tomorrow, my girl would never let me starve. She'll never let me freeze. Like, I put everything into this girl right here, man. And I think a lot of men should do that, you know, like, our relationship, bro, like we help.
That's all
we
a
help,
partner is.
We help
supporting
couples.
Somebody, you know, that's supporting your significant other.
Like, we have a lot of couples that hit us up. We have a lot of other types of people hit us up, bro. We help a lot of people mentally. We've saved a lot of people. I've had people tell me you saved my life.
Inspired.
You know, showing me that there's hope that I'm going to get a man. You know, as a trans woman, I've showed men hope to be able to speak about this shit. You know, and that's what I'm out here trying to do, man. Like, I'm not trying to push no agenda on nobody. I'm just trying to. Like, recently, this girl helped me.
Can we not post our lives and be happy like everybody else?
Right.
Like this girl helped me get comfortable with myself. And the most beautiful thing is, through getting me clean, she helped me find my purpose in life. This is my purpose, brother, being around this stuff, spreading a message.
How long were you guys together before?
Pretty powerful.
Or you decided that you really had to get, well, actually,
he's the anti-Joe Rogan. Yeah. I think all we got to do is get him to stop saying the N-word. There's always room for improvement, you know, like everyone can get a little better about who they are. So, you know, early stages here, but no, I'd say it's a net positive, especially for, like, you know, the stigma surrounding a lot of elements of the LGBTQ plus community. Like, you have no idea the minefield of stuff you have to unpack if you're just like 100% straight in like, if you are even a little bit, like, not even gay, but like just a little bit, like, say, bi-curious. Like, oh yeah, so there are times when I've been, you know, questioning why I might be a little attracted to another man. Like, there's this perception about you that's suddenly seen as like, oh, so you're 100% gay, right? So you're just gay. Oh no, do you have disease? What's wrong with you? That just comes as baggage simply for saying that you might be like slightly interested in someone of another gender. Just because, like, we're so fucking, as a society, we've got so much homophobia, we've got so much stuff to unpack, especially, like, you know, amongst men, but even amongst women as well, right? Like, there's a lot of women who won't date bi guys. There's a lot of women who won't date pansexual men, bisexual men, because they feel that either it's, you know, it's disgusting to them, or it's gross, or they're worried about, like, you know, what if you have disease, or what if you are just like secretly fully gay and like you're gonna leave me for you know, like another man or stuff like that. Like, there's just so much stuff to unpack that is just, like, you know, built in all this fucking biases. So to have someone who's gonna, like, you know, be an advocate, I would say overall as a net positive for good, yes. Is the message a little rougher, a little uncouth compared to the normal people who are advocating for this kind of stuff? Yeah, but is it going to reach an entirely different audience that normally, again, wouldn't, like, he has to go on Joe Rogan. They both do. I think, like, that, honestly, that would be such a huge moment for having millions of people stop being as fucking hate-filled, you know? Stop being as fucking hateful in their hearts, kind of thing.
No, how long were you together before you realized you were in love? Like, how long did that
take? I'll be honest, man. I really fell in love with this woman pretty quick. I really did, man. I really fucking felt it. And there's days where I'll call her.
I feel like I knew. I just knew this was the guy I was supposed to be with, and travel on our journeys and have fun and experience life together. I think that's what life is all about, is enjoying it with your partner. Like,
there's days, man, where I call her. I'm like, babe, I'm just feeling this. I'm feeling myself
like
fall deeper in love with you. Like, I miss you so much right now at work. Like, I can't wait to come home to you. Like,
He'll call me with a customer.
Bro, almost every one of my customers, man.
Customers in what line of work now?
Like, they always see the background on my phone. I'm a plumber.
Okay.
Right?
I've learned so much.
They see the background on my phone. Like, oh my God, who is that? My girl, she's gorgeous. And once in a while, like, yeah, I'll bring it up. I'm like, yeah, like, you know what the best part about this girl? Like,
if he reads the room
If I read the room right, I'll talk about it. I've had customers can sit there and cry.
They got a Biden bumper sticker. You're like, okay,
you're like, we got
it. But no, I've had Trump.
You see, like, this isn't the crowd that normally is going to be hearing this message. That's what I'm saying. This is the fucking yeah, Joe Brandon, fucking lib cucks. Yeah, but bro, it's important, you know, at the end of the day, that people actually, you know, I'm not here to spread the agenda. I'm not here to spread anything. I'm not here about the woke mind virus, you know. I'm here to just talk about love. Again, not people that fucking I'm gonna reach, you know, by trying to advocate for this kind of stuff.
And customers too, like, you know what, brother, I'm not into it, but you just showed me a way to better respect it because of the way you put it.
And I don't think it matters what side you're on. Just be a fucking good person.
That's it.
Like, just be a real person and be genuine. And, you know, it doesn't matter if the person next door to you is living their life completely different than you. You know, go about your life in a respectful manner.
One of the reasons we're going viral as a couple right now, all over the internet, dude, we're on the Daily Star, the Daily Post, the Mirror US. I mean, Jam Press. Shout out to Jam Press, Amy Walters. You know, we're on World Star Hip Hop, every Republican page, Facebook, Snapchat, the Explore page. Like, where I'm going with this is, I forget exactly where I was touching with this subject right now.
Just being everywhere.
Yeah, we've been in every news outlet with just the fact of, you know, a straight man, dating a trans woman, like, you know, and they don't want to see him as a straight male.
They want me to admit that I'm gay and everything. When I see this, man, I gotta tell people, I was never invested in.
You know what's wild too is that, like, I didn't know this until I had heard his life story. His lived experience, he's also had gay sex and did not do it because he was not doing it like enthusiastically, consensually. He was doing it for money. He was doing it for drugs. He was doing it as part of that. But like, you could be like, oh yeah, the guy's gay, and he's like, no, I'm definitely not. I'm not only not gay, but like I've actually had, you know, homosexual encounters. They're not for me, kind of thing.
To her because of what she's got going on under her clothes. I was invested into her story and her heart, truly, and I feel that. I know I do. That's why I love this girl, man. Anything can change on her. I'd still be in love with her.
So I feel like to a lot of people, they have a hard time wrapping their head around the fact that you say you're straight, but then you also have acknowledged that you'll suck her dick.
Correct. Absolutely.
How do you square that in your mind?
Man, this is a good one. I mean, I just truly like. I really just.
I think the only crowd that would say that kind of shit is the people who think that it's gay to eat pussy. It's like when you see people like, oh, gross, ew. What the fuck? Are you serious? Eating pussy's fucking amazing. What the fuck is wrong with all of you? No, that's gay, bro. Yeah, no. Going down on women is super gay. I'm like, all right, well, then words have no meaning, you know?
Look at her like a woman, whether she has a dick or not. Personally, like, it even looks girly to me. You know what I mean? It's different than mine.
Right.
I got a big. My OnlyFans is called the Hung Plumber for a reason.
Right.
She's got this tiny little thing from the hormones.
Well, the hormones make it small and make it like not get hard, right?
No, not at all. I literally.
If she's real turned on. If I get her real turned on,
You might see it poking up.
Yeah, you'll see it through the dress.
That's get high, bro. I love it.
Holy shit! I'm still learning. There's so many things I don't know about the trans.
Not a moment I expected to see on a show like this, right? Like, this is, hey, come on. Everybody learns about things differently. Okay. Everyone has to get there eventually. And like, it's probably going to still be a net positive if, like, you know, I wouldn't even put these dudes as right wing. Are they right? They clearly, like, they're anti Joe Biden kind of shit, but also I don't know if they're like full on MAGA. I'd say like this is kind of what centrist shows kind of shit. But you can just tell he's kind of, oh, okay, all right, yeah, I'm learning, interesting. Okay, so tell me about what the mouthfeel you say.
Relationship. There you go.
Would you ever work with a trans woman?
I have. I've said no up till this point.
No way. It happened. He broke through. Yeah. He just realized. So wait, I'm not gay. I'm attracted to trans women. No, you're not. Okay. All right. But the penis though. Penis is not what makes a man. Oh shit. Yeah, no, we're not just a series of walking dicks. Oh whoa, crazy. All right. Okay. Well, case closed, I guess. Yeah. You know, in the weirdest and most fucked up way, that was just his little trans women are women moment. It just happened. He just had a trans women are women moment, an awakening in real time in 4K right there. Bro, up to this point, you know, may have had some internalized biases I hadn't realized. I hadn't really reflected upon myself. Now I'm starting to realize, yeah, maybe it's not too gay. You know, maybe there's nothing straighter than this beautiful thing I see before me. You know, what's going on here? This relationship you two have, this is straight as fuck.
Yeah, and why? Well, let me ask you this. I heard you speak on something. I heard you speak on something with Whack. Shout out to
the woke mind virus one. That's true. That's true. This is a big victory for the woke mind virus. I you know what? I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna say I'll count this as a massive win. I still love the fact that just happened in real time. And you know what? His own audience. I wonder what the comments are like, because his own audience probably thinks he's gay now for saying that.
Personally,
right?
like,
Remember, parts of it will.
If it looks girl.
Parts of the audience members probably are like, "Whoa, bro! So what? You're gay too now? Is everyone fucking gay?" And then the rest of the audience will be like, "Oh, fuck off, bro. Why don't you just let fucking people be happy?"
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Can you please hit the like and subscribe button and maybe leave a comment? It really does help the videos out. But first, the people who produce everything you see before you and make this entire channel possible: Amazing Fletch, Anna Loves Riley, Ariane McCarthy, Cheryl Alvarez, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Hagbard Celine, Multimondi, Omni, Peanut Butter Blondie, Political Puppy, Quiet 185, Rachel K, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Ruby K, Cernicus, Spinach Monster, Stellar Vision, Sebastian DeMel, Trevbot.exe, Words Greenwood, and Travis McClinton. And also, thank you to every other person who helps fund this show. Their names are on the screen right now. It would not be possible without every single one of them. We cannot thank you enough. And if you want to join the Patreon, please come to patreon.com/theserfs and help us exist.